lower a little bit, please. Perfect. Oh, is that gonna work? Oh, dang, Mom. Perfecto. It looks like tomato soup.
You see the consistency?
Mm-hmm.
On there.
I didn't think we had any plans for tonight, but Presto announced a few minutes ago that she wanted to go to a basketball game tonight, which meant that I had to get supper on the table sooner than expected. The fastest thing I could make was a pot of chili. My plan is to serve it over Fritos with cheese and onions like Frito pie, and I really don't like big chunks of tomatoes in my Frito pie, so I wanted to use tomato sauce. Just so happens that when I went to my pantry, I am out of tomato sauce, but I do have lots of diced tomatoes. So I got a pint out, which is what I needed to make chili with 1 pound of ground meat, and decided that I'd use my immersion blender. I just went to check at Amazon.com, and you can buy one that's almost identical to mine for under $15. I wouldn't be without this tool. I really love it. You can see that I made a critical mistake. I should have poured a little bit of the juice out before I put the immersion blender in. Presto, as you can see, got very tickled when I made a mess. It cleaned up very quickly, though, and I was able to go right on and then finish blending up the rest of the tomatoes in that jar. It made a very nice tomato sauce out of diced tomatoes. I encourage you to practice thinking outside the box. Always have a contingency plan. There's generally never just one way to do something. I could have used my dehydrated tomato powder to make tomato sauce. I could have used tomato paste to make tomato sauce, but this was a perfect way to use up some of my older tomatoes. These tomatoes I canned in the fall of 2010, so they're 3+ years old. Lots of you ask, how long will this keep, or how long will that keep? Well, your home canned vegetables generally will keep a very long time, and these tomatoes will keep 3, 4, 5 more years. I had taken the lid off, I'd loosened it, and then went and set it back on the tomatoes just so you could see the date on it. But as long as the seal is tight, they look good, they smell good, they taste good, they're generally good to eat. And these tomatoes happen to be delicious and ground up into a perfect tomato sauce. Yesterday, I did a product review as well on my new little mini spice grinder. And I cleaned up that grinder by grinding some raw rice in it. And I ended up with some rice powder that was seasoned with a little bit of bell pepper and onion, which I had ground previously in the grinder. Well, I told you I was going to save that and use it, and guess what? Just the very day after, I found a use for it to thicken my chili. And it worked just perfectly. I knew it would. Of course, the rice flour was seasoned with a little bit of dehydrated onion and a little bit of dehydrated pepper, but that worked just fine in my chili as well. So, great solution. Love being able to make that rice flour. So, the lesson here, always have a contingency plan. Have a backup plan. If plan A won't work, go to plan B. If plan B doesn't work, go to plan C. That's what preparedness and self-sufficiency and self-reliance is all about. Until next time, this is Cat's Cradle.